Hey y'all, and welcome back to Lantern Creek Farm. Today is another planting day. We're going to be working in the garden. As you all can tell, the sun is in my face. The sun is setting, and this is about the only time that we get to actually work in the garden with our big busy schedule. Is usually towards the end of the evening. That way we're not just over exhausting the plants with the sun and the heat. The heat of the day is not a good time to plant. So we either have to do it in the early morning, which is typically not a time that we have free, or the late evening. So I'm going to show you what we're going to plant today. First, we have cantaloupes. These are the muskmelon variety. Next, we have, let me see, oh, they're stuck. We have sun sugar. These are a cherry tomato. These are my mother-in-law's favorite, or one of her favorite kind of tomatoes. She won't have a garden without a cherry tomato in it. This is another sun sugar. Next up, we have yellow crookneck squash. This is a favorite for our daughter and for me and for my mother-in-law. And I want to go ahead, if you are new here, you're going to hear me bring up my mother-in-law or my father-in-law in this video. If you are new here, we raise this garden for two families. My family, which is us three, my husband, myself, and my daughter. And then my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, we raise it for them as well. And so we all eat out of it, we all can out of it, we all preserve out of it. This tray holds more. Now some of these we got a few days ago, some of them we got today. The ones on this end, I've got a video that's coming out soon, are the watermelon and the cucumber. And I do not know what variety of watermelon these are. There was some kind that was black. I'm thinking this is the black. This is the Dashner cucumbers. This is the Crimson Sweet watermelon. This is Goat Bag. And they are a Roma type tomato. We got this at an Amish greenhouse. A local Amish family grows these. And I had seen them in their greenhouse, and I told them, when we had seen them, they were only about this big, and I wanted some, so I told my husband I wanted to go back and get them, and so we got a couple trays of those. Here's some, and here's some, and they look rough on the ends, as you all can see. Their greenhouse was about over, and I don't think they were watering or finishing the rest of them out in water, because they were, they were pretty much done, and we got what was left. This is Big Beef tomato. These are a German type tomato, and I cannot remember the variety. My husband told me, but I don't know. They're a German type of tomato. I believe that is a Big Beef as well. Or no, it is a sun sugar. So we got a couple more of the sun sugars. Next up is the yellow straight neck squash. Still got a flower on it. And then last but not least is the bush pickle cucumbers. Alright, so this is the empty row here. As you can see, we've got peppers on this side and bush beans on this side, but we've got a row right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab our line. I'm going to center this out. If you're new here, if you can't tell, we like everything in a straight row. This is to get the tiller in. This is to make it easier to weed, and because it looks nice. And we might be a little bit of perfectionist around here. Don't tell nobody though. My line up, but as you can tell, I'm a wee bit short from there to the end. But I got a good stretch there, and so I'm going to go with it. It's starting to sprinkle rain. Look at the sky. Look. All right. See all the blue sky, white clouds. That's right over top of me, that big old gray cloud. You see it? Big old gray cloud up there, right over top of me trying to work in the garden. I think it knows. I think it knows I'm trying to work in the garden. Lord, please just let me get these things planted. Please. These are what is it, sun sugar cherry tomatoes. I ain't got much use for a cherry tomato, but my mother-in-law loves them. And so that's why we're planting them. That's why we picked up this variety for her. So get it in the ground. I don't know what kind of tool this is. This is probably, I know it's for gardening, but this is probably not what I need for this, but I'm gonna use it anyways. I usually break up the roots on the bottom of those, but I didn't this time. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. I'm gonna pull the bottom limbs off. I explain that in multiple videos as well, why we do that, how we do that. So if you're interested in that, go watch some other videos that I link in the description. 4 of the cherry tomatoes planted, and I'm thinking that is going to be it. I think that's all we needed, the cherry tomatoes. Like I said, we have 51 tomatoes, and so, you know, it's 51 tomatoes. That's a lot. We have gotten a lot of rain, which has caused some issues with our tomatoes. As you can see, they're big and healthy and wonderful when they have fruit on them, but some of the earlier fruits are cracked on the bottom, and that's from overwatering. How do we fix that? We can't. We can't fix overwatering. They're not sitting in water, as you can see. The soil is draining, but it's just a lot of water. It's a lot of water. We've rained almost every single day since we put the garden in. We do have another variety of tomato in here. It's the goat bag tomato. This is a new variety. I haven't tried it before. Like I said, I just seen it in the greenhouse and I wanted it. So we went ahead and picked some of it up. I will probably just do 4 of it as well. We've got more garden than we know what to do with. So I was planting these tomatoes and I was like, wow, I've planted tomatoes here. I've got 8. Well, here's the problem. I'm going to turn around. I got all that row, that whole row, all the way to the end. Past that post there, or past that stick. And look, I've got all that. And all I've got left to plant is 2 summer squash. So guys, I've got more garden than I know what to do with. And so I'm going to plant those other 2 cherry tomatoes that I said I wasn't going to plant, because why do we need that many cherry tomatoes? Just to fill in the space, because I'll just keep on walking. We got all this room. What am I going to do? It's keep going, guys, right here, right here, right here. Y'all just seen me walk that. You see where that box is right there? That's where the tomatoes in. I've got all of that. All of that to fill up. And so I showed you all the stuff we got to plant, but we can't plant watermelons and cantaloupe right in the center of the garden. And so those are going to go on the end. So there's nothing to fill this space. I guess it's a good problem to have, but it looks like we're going to have to buy more things to fill it up. It's a good problem to have. It's funny though, because I thought, oh yeah, we got plenty. It's going to fill up. My mind wasn't working right, because yeah, we ain't filling that up like that. I added the rest of those cherry tomatoes and then 2 of the goat bag tomatoes. So it's cherry tomatoes, goat bag tomatoes, and then cherry tomatoes. 2 cherry tomatoes at the end. Should have planned that better. Should have thought it out in my head, guys. It's okay. It'll be alright. It'll be okay. So up next is the squash. I got 2 different varieties of squash. Well, I got 2 different kinds of the same squash. I got straight neck yellow squash and crook neck yellow squash. Yeah, big variety right there. And I only got two of each. Why didn't I get more than that? I don't know. I should have got, or I only got 1 of each. I should have got two of each. I did get 2 of each, but the kitchen garden I putting 2 in that. I don't know why I didn't get more than that. I don't know why. But that's all I got. So that's what we're gonna roll with. I'm gonna go ahead and plant them at the end here. Got hair or something getting in my face. I'm gonna go ahead and plant them at the end, and then we can move on to the watermelon and the cucumber and all that. Right. First up is the yellow crookneck squash. So I don't break it. Queenie, get out of the garden. Queenie, come on. That dog walks through the garden just like she's on a morning stroll. Alright, so we've got from here, we're going to work our way up to right here. So we've closed the gap some. This is the, straight neck, crook neck. Alright guys, we've made it to the cucumber trellis here. If you have watched one of the recent garden videos, I planted cucumbers. You can kind of see them down there on this side. Today, I'm going to take the plants that we bought at the greenhouses that are much larger and put them on this side. So these are the cucumbers we've got. We've got 3 Dashner and 3 bush pickle. So probably do the Dashner here and the bush pickle toward the end. Before I plant these cucumbers though, look at the beauty. So beautiful. That corn. Potatoes, cabbage and lettuce and onion, just gorgeous. All right, these need to go a foot apart, so we're gonna start here at the end of the trellis. I'm gonna go ahead and take these, trying not to step on the onion. I'm gonna go ahead and take these vines, kind of train them to go up the trellis here. Can you all hear Katie playing in the background? She's playing with Koa. All right, I got them planted. And yes, I switched that one around. My OCD just couldn't let me just let it lay like that. I just couldn't do it. Okay, we're gonna have to spread this out and put the watermelon and the cantaloupe in a few different places. So I think what I'm gonna do is put 2 of the watermelons here. Now we're gonna have to space them, obviously, because watermelons take up a lot of space. And we want to make sure that it's not choking anything out. So we've got some corn here. Obviously, corn's gonna grow tall, so it's not gonna choke that out. And then we've got the pole beans, and they're gonna go up. So we should be fine with that. I broke that up, and it's really good, fine soil now. Right, so there's the watermelon, and there's a watermelon. This front is not taken up, so I'm thinking about going ahead and just taking the hoe, weeding all that out, and then planting maybe the cantaloupe in this area. Earlier when I started video and I told you all that it was there was a dark cloud over top of me and it was raining, there's 0 clouds in the sky now. There's none. So I don't know what happened. I told you all in another video, I told you all about keeping your hoe sharp, and I told you that we keep the hoe sharp. It's actually dull now because we've been working a lot in it. It needs sharpened after tonight. But if it's real sharp, you can cut that grass and cut them weeds out really easy. This area has not been had the tiller through it. It's just ground and then hay or straw on top of it with compost, rabbit manure, horse manure, things like that in it. And so it's not as soft as, say, the ground that has been tilled. And so it's a little bit harder to get down in. But obviously the weeds and the grass don't have any problem coming up in it. So we're going to go ahead. I'm not going to video the whole time me getting this grass up. We'll get the grass up, clean these rows out, and then we can get these cantaloupe in here. Well, that's a big old pile of weeds and grass. But underneath of it, y'all can see it's rich. Ooh, there was a salamander in that. Y'all could have seen it. It don't have no legs. It looked like it was missing its back legs. That was weird. It had a tail and front legs. It did not have back legs. I don't think that thing had back legs. So odd. Alright, so I'm going to take this here. Go put it somewhere else. And then we'll be back. You working hard or hardly working? Hard. He said hard. He's pulling up the beans and then weeding them up the trellis there. So he's getting that done. We planted them thick. If y'all watch the video, we planted them thick because we knew we were gonna have to pull later. It's pretty much essential here to plant thick and then pull later because stuff gets all in our things. It gets all in it. Okay, so we've got 3 more melons to plant. They're watermelon. They're the crimpin. They're the crimson sweet. They're the crimson sweet watermelon. And there's only one place to plant them. So let me show you all. My problem with this place, this camera, the stand on it is like bouncy, and so y'all are probably like getting slung all over the place. I'm trying to hold it still, sorry. So this is it right here. Y'all see? There's like a square right there. Here's the problem. We're on a hill. I don't know if y'all can see it. You can kind of see it on camera. It runs down here. If you notice, this is really wet right here. It's because the water runs and it sits right here. It stays really wet. And so I'm worried that that's not going to be good for the watermelon. But guys, that's it. Like, I can't plant them in the middle. Can't plant them in the middle of everything. We can't, get the tiller in. We'll be stepping on melons and things like that. So we have to plant them just kind of in the oddball spots, the leftover spots, that, it won't cross over stuff. I'm not going to weed these like I did over there where the cantaloupes is, mostly because we live out in the boonies, and once you lose light, it's pitch black. And so time is closing in on me, so I'm just going to go ahead and plant these. I'm going to make a little hole, obviously, and soften the ground up some, but I can't go too long in doing this. So let's get started. Guys, this soil is like pure clay. It's like really wet and pure clay. I don't know how well these are going to do. I'm not impressed with this at all. Guys, we got the watermelon planted. I'm not that impressed with the soil. Like I said, it's like pure clay. My hands got it all over it. It's just wet. It's all over my stand. It's just wet clay. That soil does not drain very well, but that's it. That's the only place that I have to plant it. I've got one cantaloupe left, and like I said, I'm going to try to plant it in the experimental garden down at the bottom that's got a watermelon and a cucumber in it. I planted 3 watermelon here, 2 at the top as you all seen, 3 cantaloupe, 2 yellow squash, and I think 8 tomatoes. So we got a lot planted today, got a lot done today. It's been a good day for it. This evening was wonderful. It's been good and cool. It hasn't been very hot at all. So, but guys, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I thank you for your support. I thank you for everybody who's made it to the end of this video. It means a lot when y'all make it to the end of the video, when you watch it all the way through. You all truly are the biggest supporters, and I appreciate it so much. But guys, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.